Hello friends, welcome to new episode. In this episode we will be talking about LAMP on Raspberry Pi. So it is nothing but Linux, Apache, MySQL and PHP. So Linux is already, if you are having raspbian OS on Raspberry Pi, so that will be there. Apache is actually a web server, okay, and MySQL is a database server, and PHP is a kind of server side scripting. Okay, so I will be connecting the remote desktop of Raspberry Pi on my laptop, and how to connect, we'll go for an episode of that also if you demand. So that episode will exclusively on your demand. So I'll go to start, here I'll go to remote, so I have a remote desktop connection, and here I'll put 192.168.1.5, okay, and connect. Basically my Raspberry Pi is up running somewhere and it is having a IP address. So it is actually, this software which I am getting on my desktop is through XRDP. That is very simple to install, and I'll tell you somewhere. My username is Pi and password is Raspberry, and I'll say OK. So you can see my Raspberry is coming and showing the warning of SSH. So I'll say OK. Now my Raspberry desktop is on my laptop, and here I'll go to start and help, and I'll go to projects. So on Raspberry Pi 3 Model B, I am on Raspbian OS, Raspbian full desktop OS, and here I'll go for the projects. So I'll go to, actually what I did is, in this, through this link which I have already opened, help and projects, you will get this page, and in this page you go to browse all projects, and then from here you select Raspberry Pi, okay, and in Raspberry Pi there are many projects which you can go for, but I am interested in this episode LAMP server with WordPress, so I'll go this. So what you will do is, step by step we'll go for this, okay. So firstly we'll go for an introduction. So we are going for LAMP. LAMP is nothing but Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP, as I told you earlier. So it will be a stack on Raspberry Pi. Nowadays there is a buzzword called as full stack development, so something like that. So already this thing is already there because we have done Raspbian. So we'll go for the next option. So what we'll need, so we'll need a hardware as Raspberry Pi connected to internet, and after having the Raspbian OS, the first step is to set up Apache Web Server. So to set up an Apache Web Server, firstly we have to install Apache. So we'll write this command. Now where we have to write this command, we'll go to command terminal, and here we'll write sudo apt get install Apache 2 hyphen y. Okay, and then we have to press enter. So it will be building, it is working, you can see. So it will not take that much time because my net is very good. And so you can see it is firstly downloaded it and it is unpacking it, and Apache 2 is now being installed and creating all the directories related to web services. So it basically plainly it will give you HTTP service. So now our first part is over. We have installed Apache. So after installing Apache, we have to test whether our Apache is working or not. So in that case, we'll open a new page, and here we'll write local host. So you can see it is showing the default page here. Let's see what this demands here in our. So it is working, you can see. So our first part is over. We have installed Apache. Now we'll go to the second part. Okay. So what page we are getting? We are getting index.html. Okay. So what you can do is you can test also that what you are having in which directory. Basically, after installation of Apache, in the var directory www in HTML, you have all the main pages, and the default page is this one. You can edit this page also. Okay. So, and you can, what you can do is you can with the help of leaf pad edit also your web page. That will do later. Now our second part is we will be installing PHP. So we will go to the second part, installation of PHP. So our command window is already ready here. We'll open it here. Sudo apt get install php -y. Why we are putting -y? Because we don't have to prompt ki ye karna hai ki nahi karna. So that way we are going for that. So enter. So it will work. So after the installation of this PHP, what we can do is we can go for any kind of PHP projects on our Raspberry Pi, right? So it will take little time because internet is very good. So it is creating in the etc folder PHP, and in PHP version 7. So it is going for all, creating the INI files, etc. Okay, So all sort of things are going on. And after the installation, with the help of again the leaf pad editor, here it is showing, with the help of leaf pad editor you can edit your thing, php index.php or any other file you want. So we have installed this, okay. So that you can test later. What we'll do is, if you want to test PHP, we have to remove index.html. So that way, if you have put this, you have created this, and simply if you have put single line command in index.php, and if you have removed this index.html, it will show hello world. That we'll see later. Okay. So if you are now and then, every time if you change your PHP file, you have to restart your Apache service, so that changes are there. So second part is over. Now we'll go to the last part, because in LAMP Linux is already there, Apache we have installed, PHP also we have installed, so only MySQL is left. So we'll go to MySQL, and again we'll go to the command prompt, and here we'll write sudo apt get install mysql server php mysql, some people call it SQL, so that also. So we have written sudo apt get install mysql server php mysql, this thing, sudo apt get install mysql server php mysql, and enter. So it will install that, and after installing, to make the changes take effect, we have to start the service just after this goes installed. Okay. In the meantime, we talk about WordPress. Okay. Now WordPress is a content management tool, right? Many of you have already used, but we are working on Raspberry Pi. So we'll install WordPress for Raspberry Pi on Raspbian. So after this, we'll go for Apache service restart, etc. After installation of this, we'll download WordPress. In the meantime, we can see our timeline. After WordPress, we have to set up the WordPress database, then we have to configure WordPress, then we are free to do anything. Okay, we'll come back to the prompt to see already 50% is already done, so not much waiting we have to do for this. Now in the meantime, we got a liberty to talk about LAMP. Actually, LAMP is an environment. Okay, there are many environments. You have WAMP, you have XAMPP. Okay, if you talk about XAMPP, that is XAMPP, so there also, in a single go on Windows or any other platform, you can install your all these four things. Okay, and WAMP also, it is specifically for Windows. It is Windows, Apache, MySQL, PHP. So there are many flavors available. It depends on you which you like. So I thought, I was going through these pages, so I thought that it is better idea that I put an episode on LAMP, because many of the students and many of the content developers, they find it easy if we go for these kind of activities. Okay, so you can see it is already done many things, so hardly very little is left to do. Okay, and after this will be installed, we will be starting the service and going to the next part. Again I come back to this option which I call as remote desktop. Again I am reminding you people that if you watch this episode and if you comment on this episode that I want to go for an episode where I get remote desktop of Raspberry Pi on my Windows system, I'll put that episode. Okay, so we have done with this, so I'll put sudo service Apache to restart. Something wrong. Restart. My spelling is correct, I suppose. Okay. So service will be restarted at the backside. daemon service. I will go to the last option, which is download. It is not last, but now only WordPress steps are left. So download WordPress. Okay. So what we have to do here is we have to go to this this directory. So what we'll do is we'll put here. So we'll go to cd root var www html. Okay, so now where we are, now we are in html. Now for the sake it is not here, I'll say ls, so only one command is there, so no need to delete many things here. So I delete rm index.html. Okay, yes, so I have permission denied because it is not having, so I'll take permission first. Sudo chmod, I'm changing the mode, 777 index.html. Okay, that's something wrong. Chmod is chmod. Okay, so it is done. Now I'll go to back to the same command and it will I don't know why it is not giving. ls hyphen l, let's see, it is having also, I am not okay, so let it be. What we'll do is we'll first pull this WordPress, okay, latest one, that will do. We'll take this malice afterwards. So sudo wget http wordpress.org latest .tar .gz. Now what is this actually? In the WordPress website, latest.tar.gz is the compressed application for WordPress. So we are pulling it to our system. You can see it is doing the needful. Okay, so you can see now it is downloading. when it will be get downloaded, let us see. When it will be downloaded, we'll uncompress this. After this will be uncompressed, we'll move the contents of all to the current directory, because the contents which are downloaded, see, it is downloaded now. Now what command will do? Sudo tar command is to uncompress. xzf are the handle latest dot tar dot gz. Okay, so it has done. Now it says sudo mv, that is moving WordPress all content to dot means current directory. Okay, so if you feel you want to remove this, you can remove. I am not removing it. This is just to save some place in the, or you can say space, so that we would see. Now I want to see the tree structure. So what you can do is tree -l1, so it will show you the tree structure. So I'll say tree -l1. You can see here it is showing all these things. Still index.html it was not removed, so it is there. What I'll do is I'll try to get removed visually from this folder. Okay, that we'll try. Let us complete the steps first of all. Now ownership we have to change of this data, so that is the catch. After we'll get the ownership, I can delete the index.html, so let it be like that. So I'll say, okay, so I'll say sudo chown hyphen capital R www hyphen data colon space dot. So it will change the ownership. Now I'll try to remove rm index.html. Let's see, it is not. So what I'll do is, because I have to now set up the WordPress database, anyhow I have to remove index.html because it will create problem. So I'll go to root var, where is var? Var www, okay, html. So here you can see index.html. So I'll say make it delete. So I'll press delete button. Properties, let's see the property. Permission, it is showing anyone, but I suppose why it is not. Let us rename this with something, try.html. so it will not be a default file. It is showing the error permission denied. That is a problem. Move to trash. Let's see. Not going. Let it be. So now we'll go to the next part, that is set up WordPress database. Now to set up the WordPress database, what we have to do? We have to set up MariaDB. MariaDB is a database in MySQL. Okay. So we have to run a secure installation. Okay. So what we do is, in our this thing, we'll write sudo mysql secure installation. Okay, I think everything is correct. MySQL secure installation. I press enter. So it is saying running all parts. So this is that something. Enter current password for root or enter none. Okay. So what we have to do is, so we have to new password for. So what I'll say, I'll type ROOT root. Okay. Change the root password. What it's saying is, so again I'll say yes, so that new password is Ganesh. Okay. Ganesh. Okay, something like disallow root remotely. No, because I have to go for remote desktop. Remove test database and access to it. No, because I need them. Reloading the privilege table will ensure reload privilege table now. Yes. Okay, so MariaDB is now installed. Okay, so now we'll see. So after MariaDB installed, what we'll do is we'll run sudo mysql -uroot -p. Okay, password is Ganesh. So welcome to MariaDB monitor. So now you can see inside your MySQL, I am on a specific database which is called as MariaDB. So we are getting this prompt. In that I have to create a database. Okay, so what I'll do is, now I am on the MySQL prompt. Okay, so I'll say create. So this is a SQL command, a SQL command, whatever you say. Database WordPress and semicolon, because in SQL or SQL, whatever you say. So database is created. Okay, now let's go for the next step. So what we'll do is, we'll type by, and after saying by, we'll come back to our command prompt. So I'll say by semicolon. Capital B. By. Let's see exit. Let's say quit. Going. By. So what next is there, what I do is I'll close this section and I'll open again. Okay, that is better. cd var www html. Okay, so I am here again. It's better. Sometimes you have to do this. So here now we have to grant this thing. So for granting this we have to grant database privilege to root user. So we have to go for grant all privilege, okay, to root. So I'll copy this and instead of my password I'll put the actual password. So I'll put it here. So here I'll say sorry, I have to put it there now. So I'll say mysql. Okay, so what we did is, let's go to C. You have to put this command. Okay. So I'll go here. Sudo mysql -root password. So I'll put the name. So we are here. So here I'll say grant this thing. So here I write copy, here paste, and here my password is Ganesh. So query is okay. Then you say flush privileges so that changes get affected. So paste. For dbms commands, so this is done. I'll say control D. So control D. I am outside. Now WordPress configuration. Now for WordPress configuration, I have to go to localhost and bind it on localhost. I already have that index.html file, so that is a problem. So I have to firstly remove that file. So that let us see. Presently I am here. Because I've opened a new listing. So here I'll say rm index.html. Let's see, permission is denied. Sudo rm index.html. Sigh of relief, now it is removed. Okay, now see, after removing it, if I'll refresh it here, what it will show? It will show now WordPress home page. Okay, so it may be coming in a minute, so you can see now. So Now you can understand, after removing this index.html, I am getting the WordPress configuration, which is our next part, okay, or which is our last part. So here we can continue and configure our content of WordPress on our local machine, that is Raspberry Pi. So English will continue, okay. Let's go. WordPress database name, so we'll say it as maybe I'll say Shivan 4. You can give any name, username, email, password, I'll say Shikla, database host, let it be open host, table prefix. Okay, let's see what they are doing. Okay, they are doing. They are putting database name as WordPress, username root, password. Okay, to submit it. So what we'll do, we'll follow them only. So that is better. So username I'll put root. Password I'll put that of Ganesha. Again Ganesh. And localhost, this thing. So better it is saying submit, so we'll submit. Oh sorry, we'll go back. Shivan for databases, sorry, did it wrong. What it is saying, it is saying WordPress, so because we had a WordPress database, WordPress. Okay, so we'll say submit. That was our mistake. We have created a database in WordPress, root, password. Oh, password is Ganesh. Submit. Now it is right. Okay, so it is connected to our created database, that is WordPress. Username is root, password is Ganesha. Now we run the installation. Okay, site title, let's see what we are taking. We can take any site title, but let's follow them. So site title they are not given us, so we can take anything. So site title is so you can see here your email ID. I put mine. So then I'll say install, press, so it will get installed. Okay. So you'll get a site here, and after this you can go for creating the customization, etc. And what next you have? Next is congratulations, your this thing is done. So thank you for watching this episode, and I hope you'll find this episode interesting. Okay.